You're gonna die. Eventually. Hopefully not today. But it is the inevitable fact that every human must live with. We eventually will all croak. We'll go back 6 feet under to the earth and become one with it and all that and get sent to up or down. Hopefully you go up or wherever you want to end up. But regardless, it is an inevitable fact that we will all perish one day. That's just the way it is. Humans were not meant to live forever, and if they did, they'd probably get bored of it. But it really just depends where you end up. Some people want to know or want to put their loved ones in a place where they can remember them. Some of them have funerals, graves. They get to be put in a graveyard and be returned back to the earth. Other ones get turned into ash. My mother was turned into ash so she could be closer to the family. Or you can be sent to a morgue. A morgue is a place where they keep your body until the family decides what to do with it. It's kind of like a little mini graveyard, kind of, where people are kind of put there. And there is a morgue manager there that pretty much keeps everything in check. But a morgue manager in a university decided, phooey to all of that, phooey to the people that give their loved ones to this university. He gathered them like the Chaos Emeralds, all these deceased people, ripped them apart, literally dissected them, and sold their body parts for money.
Globally acclaimed Harvard University has now come under the lens for an organ selling racket.
Well, it has now agreed to pay a staggering 53 million US dollars in order to settle the civil lawsuits in this regard.
Now, this pertains to the dead bodies donated by families to the Harvard Medical School for research and teaching purposes. However, a big scandal unfolded from 2018 to 2020. The then morgue manager, Cedric Lodge, removed organs, brains, skin, hands, and other parts from the donated bodies before they could be disposed of. Without the knowledge of his employer or the donor, he and his wife sold and even shipped the body remains to different locations in US, which were resold again. In December last year, Lodge was sentenced to 8 years in prison, whereas his wife got a 1-year jail term.
After Lodge was arrested, the aggrieved families started filing lawsuits against Harvard, thereby accusing it of failing to adequately protect the remains entrusted to it. In wake of all this, the settlement is seen as a bid to avoid prolonged litigation. Apart from monetary compensation, the Harvard Medical School will also make a statement affirming that the convicts' conduct was morally reprehensible. It has also made a number of changes to its anatomical gift program and will establish an annual financial aid scholarship for medical students in the next academic year.
While the Harvard Medical School Dean George Daly has expressed deep sorrow and empathy for the families of donors, the future course of action remains to be seen.
I also forgot to mention you can donate your body as well to science and all that. I don't know if you fully get paid for it or if your family gets paid for it, but regardless, that's what these people did. They donated their bodies after they passed away to Harvard University. You know, the critically acclaimed Harvard. When they ever asked, bro, did you even go to Harvard? And you're all like, no, I went to community college, bro. This is the Harvard University, and this guy was doing it for a while. He was doing it for quite some time, and these bodies were meant to be dissected by students that would definitely need the knowledge about body parts and all that if they want to become doctors and all that. So it kind of makes me wonder, what did they do when they didn't get the bodies? And this was going on for a while. The guy was chopping up pieces and all that, and then selling them to God knows who knows where those body parts even went. This guy was basically black marketing these body parts. Did the students not ask any questions? Did nobody ask any questions throughout the years? When they were all like, ooh, goody, I can't wait to dissect a human body part so I can have more knowledge for the future. And then all they get is an eyeball on the table, and they're all like, where's the rest of it? Science, don't worry about it. Who I don't know why nobody was asking these questions. Like, I get that it is a touchy subject. Like, where is my goddamn dead body so I can dissect it? No student is going to go like that. But it's just very, you know, very weird that he was able to get away with this. Again, there's some black market stuff. I think he did have help from his wife or something. There's an article about it that explains more, but it's just very confusing that nobody noticed that this dude was just shipping body parts. I get he probably had connections if this is some black market stuff. So that's even more like scary to imagine these students just chilling out. You see a white van come in, they're all like, "Don't mind the body bags and the ice containers. We'll just walk out of the university on our merry way." So here is the article I was talking about. They did get into a settlement with the families around 53 million because yeah, their family, whoever was in there are gone. They're in pieces being shipped to who who knows where, Hawaii or something for some dude to use them. Harvard University has agreed to pay 53 million to families affected after a former morgue worker stole body parts from dead bodies and sold them. Back in 2023, former Harvard morgue manager Cedric Lodge was charged by police, ultimately pleading guilty, he better, to stealing and selling human remains on the black market. Lodge, 58, reportedly ran his scheme from 2018 to 2021. He was doing it for 3 years. It took him 3 years, taking parts from cadavers and selling them online to different buyers. The former morgue manager had access to the bodies as part of the medical school's anatomical gifts program, where dead bodies are dismembered for research. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison December 2025, with a number of other conspirators also serving jail time, including his wife. A number of these had connections to the school. Ex-Harvard employees sold brains and body parts. Now, as per the Associated Press, Harvard has agreed to settle lawsuits to families who have alleged that the deceased relatives were mishandled after being donated to the medical school. Yeah, that would be an understatement. They were definitely mishandled. These body parts included brains, face, hands, and pieces of skin, with Lodge making a profit on them. In total, the school has agreed to pay 53 million to settle claims from 47 relatives after the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court revived the suits. Lodge's criminal acts were morally reprehensible, that is for sure, and inconsistent with the standards that Harvard University and HMS expect for the treatment of anatomical donors and their loved ones, said George Daly, Harvard's Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, and Bernard Chang, the Dean for Medical Education, Harvard's Medical School. The pair also said Lodge's actions were despicable, abhorrent, and a flagrant betrayal of our values as a medical community. And it honestly baffles me that he only got 8 years. 8 years for chopping dead bodies up and selling them to the black market. The black market, you know, that play, that kind of like Voldemort. You don't want to talk about it because that's how messed up it is. Extremely messed up what goes on around there. I've only heard stories, and I sure as heck don't want to be involved in it, that's for sure. And he was getting away with it for 3 years, and you're telling me he only gets 8 years for this? What about the people that were with him? A slap on the wrist and a kiss on the cheek? Like, come on, to these families? I would not want to know if my family member was chopped up and then sent to, again, God knows where, for like a pretty penny for somebody else. And this guy's going to walk out in 8 years. He's going to be able to play GTA 6 at that point. I'm pretty sure the leaker, there's a thing going on right now, the leaker of GTA 6. He has like a full manhunt team going out for him and all that. But this guy, little slap on the wrist, 8 years and call it a day. While GTA 6 leaker is full on hiding and playing. He has a dead man switch or something. If he dies, GTA 6 gets leaked. Like, it sounds way more serious, but apparently this guy just gets 8 years for working with the black market and selling body parts. I don't know. And at Harvard University, you know, that place that's all the smart people are supposed to go to. But yeah, seems pretty crazy to me that this guy only got 8 years for who knows how long he was doing, how much bodies he's been able to chop up and sell. Like it baffled me that he only got 8 years. It sounds like a way more serious thing than it should be, but no, 8 years. Well, what do I know about the justice system? Am I right? Your loved one that you love so much, you'll never see them again. You hope that if someone dug up your loved one and sold them, you're just gonna be all like, whatever. Give him a year or two. But yeah, it's pretty disrespectful, pretty abhorrent. I mean, like just a weirdo. Whoa. But he made a pretty quick penny from it. But yeah, I think that's about it. Pretty disgusting stuff. But yeah, take care.